Joshua, a charismatic Nigerian leader of one of the world's biggest evangelical churches, secretly committed sexual crimes on a mass scale, a BBC investigation spanning 3 continents has found. Testimony from dozens of survivors suggests Joshua was abusing and raping young women from around the world several times a week for nearly 20 years. Short presentational gray line. Warning: contains accounts of torture, rape and self-harm. In early 2002, in the depths of a grey English winter, 21-year-old Ray disappeared. The last time many of her friends saw her was at university in Brighton. She had been studying graphic design, living in a shared house 25 minutes from the sea. Ray was bright and popular. "For me, it was like she died, but I couldn't grieve her," says Carla, Ray's best friend at the time. Carla knew where Ray had gone. But the truth of it was hard to explain to their friends. A few weeks previously, she and Ray had traveled to Nigeria together, in search of a mysterious man who could seemingly heal people with his hands. He was a Christian pastor, with a black beard and white robes. His name was Joshua. His followers called him the Prophet. Ray and Carla planned to visit his church, the Synagogue Church of All Nations Scone, for just 1 week. But Ray never came home. She had moved into Joshua's compound. "I left her there," says Carla, tears flowing freely. "Never will I ever forgive myself for that." The church looms like a Gothic temple over the Iketon neighborhood in Lagos, Africa's largest city. Joshua designed all 12 stories of the compound adjoining it, where he lived alongside many of his followers. He oversaw the construction of the multiple staircases to his bedroom, the 3 doors to it in and out, the hidden prayer room full of tiny mirrors, the clinic downstairs. We have interviewed many people who lived inside. They paint a picture of a concrete labyrinth, a nightmarish world where reality slipped away and horrors unfolded. Numerous women say they were sexually assaulted by Joshua, with a number claiming they were repeatedly raped behind closed doors. Some say they were forced to have abortions after becoming pregnant. Carla left and Ray. Image source: Carla Sturt. Image caption: Carla left. With Ray, she says she is devastated that she came home without her best friend. Today, Ray is back in England, living in a beautiful hamlet in the countryside. She's smiley and laughs freely, but there's something restless about her. "On the outside I look normal, but I'm not," she says. When Ray talks about her years in Lagos, her lips tighten. She talks breathlessly. At times, the color visibly drains from her face. She spent 12 years inside Joshua's compound. This story is like a horror story. It's like something you watch in fiction, but it's true. The 2-year investigation, in collaboration with international media platform Open Democracy, has involved more than 15 BBC journalists across 3 continents. They gathered archive video recordings, documents, and hundreds of hours of interviews to corroborate Ray's testimony and uncover further harrowing stories. More than 25 eyewitnesses and alleged victims, from the UK, Nigeria, Ghana, US, South Africa and Germany, have provided accounts of what it was like inside Joshua's compound, with the most recent experiences in 2019. Line. More on Joshua and allegations. Allegations: church leader abused and raped disciples, BBC finds. Profile: Nigeria's disgraced televangelist. Line. The Synagogue Church of All Nations did not respond to the allegations, but said previous claims have been unfounded. Former followers have previously tried to speak out about abuse, but say they have been silenced or discredited by Scone, and 2 say they were physically assaulted. When the BBC's Africa Eye was filming outside the church, a security guard shot above the heads of the crew after they refused to hand over their material. Many of our interviewees have waived their legal right to anonymity, in most cases asking just their surnames be omitted. Others ask that their identities remain hidden for fear of reprisals. The man at the heart of Scone is regarded as one of the most influential pastors in African history. He died, unexpectedly, in June 2021, just days after many of our first interviews were recorded. On the day of his funeral, Lagos ground to a halt as mourning crowds packed the streets.